He just said they were still anchored.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't he? Watch this. Hold on. And now I'm finna bring the CETO call back up. Watch this. No, we're gonna take it slow, chat. We're gonna take it slow. Watch this.
Roast them slowly.
He just said, what did he say, Tess?
He just said they were still anchored when this was happening.
So we are now listening to that the attorney, Mr. Latino, is stating that Bart only gave assistance on shore or close to the shore, because we know the boat can't be that close because it would be aground. And what would somebody sink in if they were aground? You wouldn't sink. So this just shows that the coordinates given, if that was the right coordinates, from Wyatt, one of the young men on the boats, plural, right, and Bart's boat. So what does that mean? That either Bart or Wyatt are not being truthful. Either one. Who is being truthful in this situation? I would argue, and these are just thoughts in my head. They're not admissions or placing blame or pointing at someone foul play wise, not being defaming in any way. I'm just merely talking this aloud in front of a video. Well, I'm not in front of a video, but verbally talking this out on a video where we are talking about where a few young men, because they're not boys, they're over the age of 18. One has an attorney, another one has a group of attorneys, and their stories are not lining up. The distress call, if someone was towing them out, which Bart Jr.'s attorney is saying that he only provided assistance on shore. Right? That's what I heard. But let's continue.
That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
Is that not a conflict? Is that a conflict? Okay. Oh,
not in the middle of not floating out there in the middle of wherever they were in Mississippi.
Not in 31 feet of water, right?
We're at 17 feet, no 31 feet. Yeah, 31 feet.
Right, looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you on Horn Island?
Yeah.
All right. Is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We were sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
Is it aground is the question.
No, we're not aground. We are in...
He said they're not aground. So being aground would mean you would be on the island aground. But let's ask this question. So the terminology being aground in boating terms would mean you were stuck on land where your boat and or portion of your boat is in water and another point would be outside the water?
You are exactly right. In boating terms, being aground means your vessel has touched the bottom or is stuck on land. So a part of it may be in the water while another part is not. Regarding the coordinates we discussed earlier, since they are offshore in the water, a vessel there could be aground if the water depth was shallow enough for it to touch the seabed. Is there anything else I can clarify about this for you?
Yeah, based on the information of the coordinates, what's the likelihood of any being aground in that area being reported and or the elevation in the water?
Check in the depth for that area now. Check in the depth for that specific area in the Mississippi Sound now. Because the Mississippi Sound is generally shallow, with depths often ranging from a few feet to about 15 feet depending on the exact spot and proximity to the sandbars, the likelihood of running aground depends heavily on the vessel's size and draft. Near Horn Island, the waters can be particularly dynamic. Is there a particular type of vessel you are thinking about?
Well, they're saying it's a Triton 22-footer based off of recollection and memory. But I'm more generally worried about that area in the depth of which is 1,820 feet away. If they are in that particular area, what's any known land bar or depth levels reported higher or lower than, let's say, a few feet to run aground?
Let me look up the nautical charts for that part of the Mississippi Sound to get the depth details. Because the Mississippi generally quite shallow and features dynamic sandbars and shoals, the risk of running aground depends heavily on your specific vessel's draft. For a 22-foot Triton, which typically has a very shallow draft, you could still encounter areas where the depth is less than 2 or 3 feet, especially if you drift into unmarked channels or closer to the sandbars near the island. Would you like to know more about the typical tide patterns at that time?
No, I want to know the depth level where that coordinates are. Is it reported to be lower or higher than the 31 feet that was labeled in the distress call?
Let me check the bathymetry for that area to see the depth. Let me look into the specific depth levels for that coordinate in the Mississippi Sound. While the distress call mentioned 31 feet, the waters near Horn Island are generally much shallower, often ranging between a few feet and about 15 feet deep, so the actual depth there is likely to be significantly less than 31 feet.
So, not on Horn Island. I want to know the coordinates of the 30 degrees and 1437.6 north and the 88 degrees 4637.7 west. What is the normal depth in that general vicinity within, let's say, a few feet?
Let me check the depth for that location in the Mississippi Sound. In that general vicinity near Horn Island, the water depth is typically quite shallow, often ranging from about 3 to 10 feet, though it can vary depending on the exact spot and the current tide.